Hi everyone, my name is Higinio. This is Higinio Talks. This is going to be a New Year's edition. I want to take a moment to recollect our thoughts and share some insight on what the New Year is about. In this New Year, it's a good time to get away, to let go of all of your baggage that you have, and get a firmer grip on all of the things that are very important to us. We can think of each day as a clean, fresh plate that we get. And as we interact with individuals throughout the day and at work, they put things on our plate, things that we then need to consume. If we have a good idea of who we are and what kind of person we are, what kind of values we have, we're able to consume them as we go, consistent with staying in the moment at all times. We want to stay in the present so that we don't go, so that our mind doesn't take over. When the past and the future are all about visions, and when we have visions, they're all in our mind. And so we want to stay in the active world. Only when we're alone and reflecting do we want to reflect on visions, and it is important to do that. But for the most part, in order to share energy and expand it and push it forward, we want to remain in the moment. So we can define who we are, what we like. We need to be able to answer every single question that anyone ever asks us. We don't necessarily need to be able to put it out there. I think that shows trust if you can, and I think that it is. I think that the strongest individuals will be able to pronounce things. I think that in certain societies, it would be more risky to say everything. So you're not necessarily obligated to vocalize everything that you feel, but it is important to have a formalized an opinion and be able to answer every single question within yourself. So to kind of go through the mental journeys, I should say. And so as we encounter different people throughout the day, different situations, they'll put food on our plate. If we know who we are and we know what's good for us, we'll consume what is good for us only. And at the end of the day, we should be able to throw away. We should be okay with throwing away what doesn't work. Many people are not okay with that, so they go to sleep with things on their shoulders and a monkey on their back, as they should say. And that's why it's not okay to do that, because it keeps us from living in the moment. It pulls us away. So the new year, we want to be able to do all of that, but on a wide scale. So we want to think about the things that held us back this year, and think about the things that we thought about that we didn't do, that we want to do for next year. So, for example, if you want to go work out, you can say to yourself, my New Year's resolution is to get more fit. Well, I think that it's okay to start small, and it's okay and it's important to have a sustainable goal. It's something that you can do week to week to week, that it's not going to wear you out. It's important to not start too strong, I believe. So with something like working out, instead of saying I'm going to get more fit, you could say something very specific like I'm going to go work out every Sunday after church, and that's it. And then you can increase it as time goes by. Maybe every month you can revisit it. It's important to have something you can do that you can put a period at the end and tuck it away into your file of things that you're doing. Kind of like if we're an operating system and that's a program that you're running. We don't want to be running too many programs at the same time because they can slow us down. So that's one resolution. Another example is you want to get close to your family. Instead of saying I'm going to be in contact with my family more, or then you could say I'm going to call my mom on my break every Wednesday on lunch. Something like that. We want to have very specific things so that we're not too hard on ourselves. Half of the resolution is is who we are and developing that, but the other half is not being so hard on ourselves with all the pressures of the world. Is communication allows others to understand when we're not able to meet their standards or their expectations. So as long as we communicate. Now, this brings me to communication is actually the most important thing, especially between any two energies, and that's going to be people. And so when it comes to people, it's important to always hold the love there. The love never goes away that you ever have for someone. If you did feel true love for them, that will always be there. It's important to know that and to not be in an indecisive state of mind, and to be able to move past that and to embrace the present moment or the present opportunities that are happening. Everyone needs to understand this mutually, so that no one depends on anyone else, and so that no one so that everything is agreed upon. Feelings are very important, and it's important to remain in the moment. Actions are the most important. So feelings can be reflected upon. Feelings are to be acted on immediately. And so we may have had opportunities, but we can't necessarily hold on to those, because we have to be able to be available for when the universe presents us with more opportunities. The universe is going to pull all of our visions from us. So we can't think about it as trying to get something that was in the past. We have to think about it as the universe bringing us a fresh new experience. even if it is the exact same experience that we had in the past. If we end up meeting the same person again, working at the same company, things like that, it's a new energy. So we need to be able to think about it that way and not really be too fixated on the physicality and on the time of the past and the future. And so, very important to remember for the new year. Also, we want to make sure to get a good grasp of of who we are, of our passions. We have to have something to stand for so that we can create a perfect something, so someone else can come lean against us perfectly, and we can lean on each other. And that's kind of how it's supposed to work. If one person is too weak, then one person does more of the work than the other. And that's not just in a relationship, it's in communication. Every single interaction that we have is essentially a tiny seed of a possible relationship that could happen. It's the mutual watering of that seed that would turn it into an opportunity. That goes with any company, with any organization. It doesn't just mean people. You interact with the company, you interact with an organization, you interact with a group, a club, an animal. You have a potential to create opportunity there in every single interaction. It just depends on if you want to or not. And you have to be able to be in the moment. And then once you decide then you have to integrate that value or that thing that's important to you into your decisions and into your priorities. And so letting go of the past allows us to remain in the present. We definitely want to be able to do that for this new year. 2019 is going to be a great year for everyone. Man, there's so much to talk about. We are when we were brought into this world as an energy, we created these layers. We're essentially like this ethereal form, absence of physicality, but then we have these layers of defense, and every time we encounter some kind of a threat, we add another layer. And so at one point we need to start breaking down these layers instead of building them on. And that's what we do. That's kind of like the journey in life. And so that's what this is all about. That's what the New Year's all about. These videos serve as they replaced all my journals. I think it's a great. I think that ideally we need to be able to stay in the moment. We can't do too many escapist things like writing journals, for example. These videos allow me to come back and remember where my mind was, and also share any kind of insight that I may have at someone else. To end this, I wanted to just say my personal New Year's resolution. Having self-awareness is great, but it's important to act at the same time. And everyone, even me, I am with all the awareness that I may have, it's important to be able to act on the awareness as well. And so for the new year, one of the most important resolutions, and one that I am focusing on, actually the only one, it's going to be try to be in the moment more, of course, but try to feel more. And remember, okay, so it's not all about what we do more. Most of us are doing a good job. Really what's happened is the world has made us be so hard on ourselves. So what's going to need to happen is we want to make sure to get all the layers. The world has put all these like stressors on top of us. Most of us can know who we are, but we have to have the confidence and light to shine. And really it's just getting rid of all of the darkness, all of the things that have been put on us, all of the false obligations that we have, and then we can be free, and then we will be able to float. So if something's holding us down as it is, we're doing a great job of building up. So for the new year, I just want to say thanks to everyone, and also to all my friends and family. You guys have been great. I always love every single one of you, and I'll always be able to reconnect with every single one of you at any time. And I'm this year I want to be able to share my insight. I want to be able to be less rational about the energy of others when I'm with them in the moment. I want to be able to experience them more fully. We all should be able to feel more, and I want to focus on remembering who I am. It's important to always know who we are, and to be able to have a full glass of identity within ourselves, so that then we can go out and share that with others. If we're lacking within ourselves, then we will begin to look for to fill the deficiency, and then things begin to get complicated. So we should only be out there interacting with the world once we know ourselves, or with a full identity to present, full of our own ideas and opinions. That way we can that way everything's in the for the right reasons, and it's not to fulfill any kind of deficiency. And so everyone, it's important to try to get back to the energy that we all are, to stay positive and to realign with the universe. It's always going to try to speak to us. It's always going to give us what we want that's deep inside, based on visions that we have that are deeply rooted. It's important to have detailed visions, and it's not you're not on any obligation to it's important to have those alive, and you're not in any obligation to conform to anything around you. So, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope that this is 2019 is a great year for you, and I also hope that Higinio Talks is able to share a lot of insight with you guys. So, we'll see you on the other side. Bye.